So we're going to continue with our study of inequalities, and we're going to start graphing them to show all the possibilities. We're going to start on page 625 if you've got your book. I want you to take a moment, pause the video, and go through and do these. You're going to circle all of the numbers that meet the qualifications for this. So for example, Jessica spent more than $5 at the arcade. You're going to circle all the numbers that are more than $5. So in this case, we're going to circle 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all the way up to 15, but we will not circle 5 because 5 is not more than 5, it's equal to 5. Less than 6 people, we're going to circle 1 through 5. There were less than 10 people, we'll circle 1 through 9. It costs more than 6 tokens, it could be any one of those. There are less than 8 lemonade stands, it could be any one of those. And there are more than 12 different flavors of taffy, it would be those. Now, notice that none of these said equal to. If it said you, let's go to number 4, it costs 6 tokens or more, then I would have included the 6 because you were including 6 tokens or more, but it only says more than, so we cannot include the 6. All right, you can see that there's lots of different answers that are possible. We could have a whole variety of numbers even beyond the list that's presented here. I don't feel like writing them out every single time. So we're going to use the inequality symbols that we learned yesterday, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and we're actually going to do graphs of those. So there's some new things that you need to learn. When we do these graphs, you're going to have a dot and a line with an arrow. There's 2 kinds of dots you can have, a solid dot or a closed dot, we call it, and an open dot. The solid dot will be used when it has the equal sign with it, either less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or if you just have the plain equals to, but we're talking about inequality, so we're not going to use that one. And the way that you remember this, the extra line means that it's allowed to equal it. You're going to fill that in. Extra line, extra coloring. The open dot will be used for less than or greater than. So if you think of it in a situation where you have a certain height, you have to be a certain height or above to be able to ride the ride. Let's say that you have to be 55 inches. Well, you could be 55, 55 and a half, 56, 56 and a quarter. There's a whole bunch of them in there that I don't really want to have to list out. I can't exactly be 55 with this one, but I could be 55 and a quarter. You know, you go to the amusement park and you wear your sneakers that have extra thick soles because you're trying to get that extra little bit to make it above the line. That's what this is talking about. If you're exactly 55 inches, no go. But if you're that little teeny tiny bit extra, then you're okay. All right. So no line doesn't equal it, really, really close, but not exactly. No coloring. Extra line actually equals it. We're going to fill it in. Okay. So let's look at what this is. We're actually going to break this lesson into 2 days. And we're going to do just the graphing today. And then tomorrow we'll go back and do some writing where we translate them. All right, so let's look at the inequality of, n is greater than 9. You could list bazillions of different possibilities for this. You could do 9.1, 9.00005, 10, 63, 425. There's a bunch of them that you could do. So you first have to think, will this actually equal 9? No. So we're going to use an open circle on a number line, just a regular old boring counting number line, an open circle. And then where are all of the possible answers? 10, 11, 12, all those things that are bigger than 9. Well, 10, 11, 12, they're this way. We use a solid line to show that everything in between, 12 and a half, 13.2, and then on for infinity. Okay, so this is a graph of all the possibilities that would make this be a true statement. All right, let's look at another one. N, Q, X, whatever letter you use, is less than or equal to 10. So can it actually equal 10? Yes. We're going to fill that in and have a solid line. It's allowed to equal it. And then I want all the numbers that are less than 10, 9, 8, 1.3. They're all to this side. So we're going to draw our arrow down here. Okay, so let's do these 2 got it's. If you want to try them, pause the video. I'm going to do them right now if you want me to talk you through them. So we have A is less than 15. Is it allowed to equal 15? No, there's no equal sign with this. So at 15, I'm going to put what kind of circle? An open circle. A habit that I've gotten into over the years is I do it slightly above the line just because sometimes it's difficult to see when you're trying to write over all this. The book will show you like this. A lot of the math teachers that you'll have in the future will prefer you write it right on the line. If you're using a very fine pen or pencil, or it's the exact same color like black ink on a black number line, you might want to do this where you move it up just a little tiny bit so that it's easier to see. Okay, so we've got an open circle at 15. It's not allowed to equal it. And I want some things that are less than. A, the thing that I'm graphing, is less than 15. So 14, 13, 12. They all happen to be down this side of my number line. There you've made your graph. All the possible things that are less than 15. As close as you could ever get without actually equaling 15. All right, let's look at the next one. B is greater than or equal to 7. So my dot is going to go at 7. What type of dot will I have? That's right, it'll be a solid or a filled in dot, a closed dot we call it, because that's actually allowed to equal it. And then I want all the things that are bigger than 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are all numbers that are bigger than 7, and they happen to be down this end. Okay, make sure that your dot is big enough that you can see where it is. Make sure you've got your arrow because you want to say it goes on forever. I didn't tell you when to stop. I just said bigger than 7, bigger than or equal to 7. So you're going to do some practice of these today. Now, I might also toss you a couple where you've got the graph and you would have to do the inequality. Tomorrow, we'll work on translating where you're given a story problem and then you would have to write the inequality to go with it.